Most men are built of flesh, bone, and doubt. But once in a generation, a glitch appears in the human collective, a man who decides that being human is a biological limitation he no longer accepts. While the world sleeps in the comfort of its own mediocrity, Cristiano Ronaldo is at a private training ground, executing a software update on his soul. Today, Psychology Decoded is stripping back the skin to reveal the titanium gears beneath. This isn't a tribute to a footballer, it is a breakdown of the machine-like mindset. Welcome to the Code of the Sovereign. The poverty of Madeira and the birth of the glitch. To understand the machine, you must first understand the brutal environment of the factory. Cristiano Ronaldo was not born into the soft embrace of royalty, he was born in the Quinta do Falcão neighborhood of Madeira, a rugged island where the Atlantic Ocean beats against the cliffs with a violence that mirrors the life he was born into. His father was a municipal gardener struggling with the ghosts of war and alcohol, his mother was a cook who fought every single day to put enough calories on the table to keep her children alive. In this house, luxury was an alien concept. Survival was the only metric of success. In the dusty streets of Madeira, he wasn't the GOAT, he was the crybaby. He was the skinny kid who wept when his teammates didn't pass him the ball, or when his team lost a street game. But while the world sees tears as a sign of emotional fragility, young Cristiano was unintentionally using them as a high-performance cooling system for his internal furnace. He was developing a pathological intolerance for failure. Every tear was a drop of fuel for a fire that would eventually burn through every stadium in Europe. At the age of 11, Ronaldo faced a crossroads that would break a grown man. He was offered a trial at Sporting Lisbon, hundreds of miles away from the only support system he had ever known. Most 11-year-olds are shielded by their parents. Ronaldo was forced to make a Machiavellian calculation, stay in the comfort of a loving home and remain a local nobody, or sever his emotional ties and become a global predator. He chose the latter. This was the first, and perhaps most critical, line of his code, the systematic deletion of comfort. He spent his first months in Lisbon crying every single day. He was mocked for his thick Madeiran accent, he was bullied for his skinny frame. But instead of retreating, he internalized the pain. He realized that the world was not a playground, but a hierarchy. He decided that if he couldn't be loved by his peers, he would be feared by them. He began sneaking out of the dormitory at night to go to the gym, lifting weights when his body was screaming for rest, pushing himself into a state of physical exhaustion that silenced the mental trauma of loneliness. He once famously reflected on this period, saying, "I was 12 years old and I had no money. I was a normal kid, but I knew I was different because I wanted it more." In the USA market, people talk about the grind, but Ronaldo was practicing strategic isolation. He understood that to gain everything, you must be willing to lose everything. He deleted the child version of himself to make room for the machine. He didn't just want to play professional football, he wanted to own the entire industry. By the time he signed his first professional contract, the human boy from Madeira was gone. In his place stood a focused, calculated, and terrifyingly ambitious prototype of the athlete we see today. He didn't just join a team, he began a conquest that if Chapter 1 was about the factory, Chapter 2 is about the operating system. In the world of high-performance psychology, there is a fine line between dedication and pathology. Cristiano Ronaldo crossed that line decades ago. Most people view hard work as a means to an end, a way to get the paycheck, the house, or the trophy. For Ronaldo, work is the end. He has developed what we at Psychology Decoded call mission-life integration. To understand the sheer intensity of this code, we have to look at the legendary Evra protocol. Patrice Evra, a world-class defender in his own right, once shared a story that has since become a warning to anyone seeking a normal life. Evra was invited to Ronaldo's home for lunch after a grueling, multi-hour training session at Manchester United. Evra expected a reward, a feast fit for champions. Instead, he found a scene that looked more like a hospital ward than a dining room. On the table sat plain, unseasoned white chicken, a basic green salad, and plain water. No juice, no salt, no bread, no comfort that as Evra finished his Spartan meal, he expected a moment of rest. Instead, Ronaldo stood up, still wearing the cold, calculated expression of a predator, and said, "Let's go to the garden and do some two-touch drills." Evra's response perfectly summarizes the reaction of a normal human to a machine: "Cristiano, I just finished training, let me eat." But the machine doesn't eat for pleasure, it consumes fuel for performance. This isn't just discipline, it is a totalitarian regime of the mind. Ronaldo has turned his home into a high-tech laboratory where every second is audited. He doesn't sleep in the traditional sense, he executes polyphasic sleep cycles. Guided by sleep coaches, he rests in 5 90-minute bursts throughout the day, ensuring his hormonal levels and muscle recovery are constantly optimized. He treats his body not as a temple to be worshipped, but as a biological weapon to be maintained. While his rivals are seen in nightclubs or luxury yachts, Ronaldo is often found in his private cryotherapy chamber at 3 a.m., freezing his tissues at $200 F dollar to kill inflammation before it even starts. That he famously told the media, "I don't have to show anything to anyone. There is nothing to prove." But this is a Machiavellian half-truth. He isn't proving anything to us, he is proving it to the mirror version of himself. He is in a constant, violent competition with his own biological decline. In the American market, we often hear about the Mamba mentality, but Ronaldo's version is even more clinical. It is a zero dopamine lifestyle. He has stripped away the cheap thrills of sugar, late nights, and idle gossip. By removing the human distractions, he has cleared the bandwidth for pure, unadulterated dominance. He has installed a single-tasking firmware. If a task does not contribute to his goal of being the greatest to ever walk the earth, that task is deleted from his schedule. This is the Ronaldo Code, a life where pleasure is found only in the perfection of the craft, and where rest is simply another word for recalibration. In the soft, modern landscape of humility and participation trophies, Cristiano Ronaldo is a violent disruption. Most self-help gurus tell you to be humble, to stay grounded, and to let your work speak for itself. The Ronaldo Code suggests the exact opposite: radical self-exaltation. To the average spectator, Ronaldo's behavior often looks like narcissism. But through the lens of psychology decoded, we see something much more calculated. We see a strategic ego. Machiavelli wrote in The Prince that, "It is better to be feared than loved," and Ronaldo has adopted this as his primary operating philosophy. While most players are crushed by the weight of a stadium whistling and booing them, Ronaldo performs a rare psychological feat: alchemical transmutation. He doesn't just ignore the hate, he feeds on it. He has built a mental firewall that treats negativity as high-octane fuel. He famously stated in a post-match interview, "Your love makes me strong, your hate makes me unstoppable." This isn't just a clever quote, it's a frame control masterclass. By publicly declaring that hate makes him unstoppable, he robs his enemies, the fans, the media, and the rival defenders, of their only weapon. If you hate him, you are simply giving him more power. If you whistle, you are sharpening his blade. This level of ego serves a functional purpose: it protects his self-confidence algorithm from external corruption. In the high-stakes world of the UEFA Champions League or the World Cup, a single second of doubt can be fatal. Most players allow the noise of the media to create cracks in their psyche. Ronaldo's ego is the armor that fills those cracks. He has installed a superiority complex as a mandatory system requirement. When he stands over a free kick, chest out, legs wide, breathing with a rhythmic, mechanical precision, he isn't just preparing to kick a ball, he is performing a ritual of dominance. He is telling the world, and more importantly, telling his own subconscious, "I am the main character. You are the backdrop." In the USA market, this is what we call main character energy, but Ronaldo takes it to a Machiavellian extreme. He views every match as a trial of his divinity. When he scores and performs his signature shoe celebration, it is a sonic boom of authority, a command for the audience to acknowledge the hierarchy. Even his rivalries are weaponized. He doesn't see Lionel Messi as a friend or a peer, he sees him as a benchmark of destruction. He has used the existence of a rival to ensure his own system never enters idle mode. This is the dark truth of the machine, the ego is the engine. Without the belief that he is the greatest to ever live, the grueling 3 a.m. ice baths and the Spartan diet would be unbearable. He has made his greatness an objective fact in his own mind, long before the trophies made it a fact in ours. He has mastered the art of self-hypnosis, convincing himself of his own invincibility so thoroughly that the universe has no choice but to align with his vision. To follow the Ronaldo Code, you must first kill the small self that cares about being liked, and birth the sovereign who only cares about being obeyed. In the realm of physics, there is a law known as entropy, the inevitable decline into disorder and decay. Every athlete eventually falls victim to it. Their knees buckle, their pace slows, and the machine breaks down. But Cristiano Ronaldo has spent the last 2 decades in a violent, calculated negotiation with time itself. He has transitioned from a footballer to a physical engineer, treating his body not as a gift from nature, but as a high-performance hardware system that requires constant, obsessive maintenance. When Ronaldo was a lanky teenager at Sporting Lisbon, his first coaches told him he was too frail to survive the bruising nature of professional football. For a normal human, this would be a critique. For Ronaldo, it was a design flaw that needed an immediate patch. He began sneaking out of his dorm to lift weights with weights strapped to his ankles, practicing until his muscles reached a state of failure that would terrify a normal person. He realized early on that talent is a variable, but physical dominance is a constant. This was the birth of the biohacking protocol. While his peers spend their millions on supercars and parties, Ronaldo invests his fortune into a personal infrastructure of immortality. He has turned his residence into a recovery sanctuary. His lifestyle is governed by a zero-margin error policy. He utilizes cryotherapy chambers, subjecting his body to temperatures as low as $200°C F$ to force a systemic anti-inflammatory response. He utilizes hyperbaric oxygen chambers to saturate his blood with oxygen, accelerating cellular repair at a rate that defies natural recovery timelines. That he doesn't eat in the way humans do, he loads data. Every gram of protein, every milligram of magnesium, is audited. He has famously avoided soda for decades, a commitment seen globally when he moved 2 bottles of Coca-Cola aside during a press conference and simply said, "Agua." That single moment was a signal to the world, his brand is not just football, his brand is purity and discipline. His approach to sleep is perhaps his most Machiavellian trait. Most humans are slaves to a 24-hour circadian rhythm. Ronaldo, guided by elite sleep scientists, uses polyphasic sleep patterns. He rests in 5 90-minute intervals throughout the day, often sleeping in a fetal position on fresh sheets to minimize spinal stress. This ensures that his growth hormones are constantly peaking and his central nervous system is always in a state of high alert. He once said, "I'm not a perfectionist, but I like to feel that things are done well." This is a strategic understatement. He is the ultimate perfectionist dictator of his own biology. He has negotiated a deal with Father Time. He gives up every human pleasure, alcohol, sugar, late nights, relaxation, in exchange for an extended peak that has lasted twice as long as the average professional career. In the American market, we admire hustle, but Ronaldo represents systemic longevity. He is a man who decided that he would rather be a machine than a legend, because legends are stories of the past, but a machine can be upgraded and maintained indefinitely. He is the living embodiment of the idea that biology is not destiny, it is a resource. By the time the final whistle blows, Ronaldo isn't just winning a game, he is winning the war against human expiration. In the Machiavellian study of power, a prince is rarely defined by his friends, he is defined by the caliber of his enemies. For Cristiano Ronaldo, the existence of Lionel Messi was never a threat to his ego, it was a mandatory system requirement. To reach the 8,000-word level of psychological depth, we must analyze what we call the mirror of destruction. Most people see a friendly competition, we see a decade-long, high-stakes psychological war that forced both men to transcend human limits. In a normal career, an athlete reaches their peak, looks around, and sees no one. When there is no one left to chase, the brain naturally enters power-saving mode. Complacency is the silent killer of greatness. But Ronaldo installed a dual-processor system. He didn't just compete against the defenders standing in front of him, he competed against a ghost on a different pitch, hundreds of miles away. Every time the news cycle reported a Messi hat-trick, Ronaldo's internal algorithm registered a system failure. This wasn't jealousy in the petty sense, it was data-driven motivation. Ronaldo once famously noted, "I have no doubt that Messi has made me a better player and vice versa." This is a clinical observation of mutual escalation. Think of it as a nuclear arms race between two superpowers. If one upgrades their hardware, the other must patch their software to stay relevant. Ronaldo used Messi as a psychological pacer. When his body screamed for rest at 4 a.m., he didn't think about the trophies he already had, he thought about the one his rival might get tomorrow. He weaponized the GOAT debate to ensure his own system never entered idle mode. But there is a darker side to this protocol. Ronaldo understood that to outlast a genius like Messi, he couldn't rely on magic, he had to rely on mechanical consistency. While Messi was often described as God-given talent, Ronaldo leaned into the persona of the self-made cyborg. He realized that talent is a variable that can fluctuate with mood or health, but discipline is a constant. By positioning himself as the hardest worker, he created a psychological narrative where he was the protagonist of his own struggle. He didn't want to just win, he wanted to out-endure. He understood the law of lasting impact. He watched his rivals fade, get injured, or lose their hunger, while he continued to upgrade his hardware, biology, and software mindset. In the American market, we call this the infinity game. There is no finish line. The rivalry protocol taught Ronaldo that the only way to remain a machine is to never stop perceiving a threat. He transformed his greatest rival into his greatest tool for self-evolution. He didn't just play against Messi, he used Messi's greatness as a whetstone to sharpen his own blade until it was lethal enough to carve his name into the very fabric of history. In the final stage of the Ronaldo Code, we witness the transition from a biological machine to a global corporate infrastructure. In the American market, we value the mogul mindset, but what Ronaldo has built exceeds simple entrepreneurship. He has created what we call a sovereign economy. By April 2026, Cristiano Ronaldo's net worth is estimated between $1.2 billion and $1.4 billion, making him the first footballer in history to cross the billionaire threshold through sheer strategic asset allocation. Ronaldo realized early that a football career is a depreciating asset, a hardware system with an expiration date. To counteract this, he began investing in intellectual property and hard assets. The CR7 brand is no longer just a logo on a shirt, it is a signal of elite performance across multiple industries. He doesn't just sign sponsorship deals, he negotiates equity and revenue sharing. His lifetime deal with Nike, valued at over $1 billion, acts as a perpetual annuity, an income stream that flows regardless of whether he is on the pitch or in a boardroom. But the machine's reach goes far deeper. Through his partnership with the Pestana Hotel Group, he owns luxury properties in Lisbon, Madrid, New York, Marrakesh, and now Riyadh. These aren't just buildings, they are physical monuments to his brand, generating high-yield passive income. He has vertically integrated his lifestyle into his business. His Insperia hair clinics capitalize on his image of perfection, while his Oraculous AI fitness app, launched in 2025, turns his private training data into a subscription-based goldmine for millions of users. As of 2026, his move to Al Nasser in Saudi Arabia wasn't just a sports transfer, it was a geopolitical masterstroke. With a salary and bonus structure exceeding $224 million per year, tax-free, he has achieved a level of liquidity that most Fortune 500 CEOs would envy. He even holds a 15% equity stake in the club itself. He is no longer an employee, he is a stakeholder in the league's future. His social media presence is his most lethal weapon. With over 670 million followers on Instagram and a YouTube channel, You Are Cristiano, that shattered every growth record in history, he has bypassed traditional media. He is his own broadcasting network. A single sponsored post on his feed is valued at over $3.2 million. He has achieved digital sovereignty, where his attention is more valuable than the GDP of small nations. Ronaldo's wealth code is built on the Machiavellian principle of strategic diversification. He has moved his capital into high-growth sectors like Perplexity AI, health tech, and Web3 digital collectibles. He has ensured that his wealth is protected from inflation and market shocks. He doesn't ask for a seat at the table, he owns the table, the chairs, and the building they sit in. He has proven that with enough discipline, a man can turn his sweat into equity, and his name into a legacy that will outlive his physical body by centuries. Cristiano Ronaldo is the living proof that a human being can choose to be more than a collection of impulses and excuses. He is a man who looked at the biological, factory settings of a poor kid from Madeira and said, "This is not enough." He deleted the doubt. He patched the weaknesses. He installed a totalitarian will. Whether you love him or hate him is irrelevant to the machine. He has achieved sovereignty, a state where he answers to no one but his own ambition. But here is the final question: what is your code? Most of you will finish this video and immediately return to the comfort of the infinite scroll. You will let the inner slave reclaim the throne. But for the 1% who are ready to purge the weakness, the kingdom is waiting. The throne is empty. And the crown is only secured by those who are willing to bleed in the dark. If you are ready to stop being an NPC in your own life, hit that subscribe button and join the elite circle of Psychology Decoded. We are not here to motivate you, we are here to re-engineer you.